Leo, very warm welcome. My name is Drew. This is Modern Tarot. Those of you that are new here, welcome. Those of you returning, welcome back. And Leo, apologies, I didn't get the September readings out. I was moving house and it just took longer than I thought. Obviously, I have to set up a studio and all these kind of things, right? So apologies for that. So anyway, this is all about the last couple of weeks of September 2025. What's going on for you, Leo? You know, what's around you, your energy, possible outcomes, and hopefully some good surprises along the way. So, Leo, one more shuffle and I'm going to go straight into this reading. What's happening for Leo the last couple of weeks of September 2025? Okay, so some of you just watch out that you might be a little bit stuck in making a decision, all right? You might have two things or two options throughout the last couple of weeks of September. And you might be stuck on which one is the right one for you, with the Two of Wands in reverse there, just as an undercurrent of the reading, all right? So just watch out that you don't rush a decision, okay? Get some divine inspiration before you make that choice, and don't get frustrated that you can't choose, okay? Because it will come, Leo. Center of the reading, Seven of Swords in reverse, okay? So it's a card of deceit, all right? This is the center of this reading. Now, this can be self-deceit, Leo. Card of yellow, you know, deceit can really erode the sense of self. The color yellow is significant in this card, which is the solar plexus, okay? And when we're deceived, you know, it hurts, all right? You know, stab in the belly. But Seven of Swords in reverse, the challenge. We've got the Lovers, all right? Sign of Gemini might be quite significant for some of you guys. It's not a personal reading, remember. But the challenge is a choice in love. It's a challenge, okay? Healthy choice, by the way. The reason why it's all happening, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. You know, this is destiny. This is, you know, things turning. I'm just wondering whether, Leo, for some of you guys, you know, something might go down throughout the month of September, which is destined to happen in order for you to find a healthier selection, a healthier choice in love, okay? Just for some of you, not a personal reading. Remember, recent past, communication. Some of you, this could be something to do with distance and travel, with the Eight of Wands here. But you might have been communicating with somebody here. And it might have been a destined meeting for some of you, you know, but was there deception, okay? Your focus. Leo, you know, we've got the Three of Swords here, okay? This is like pain and hurt, all right? And, you know, it's a painful card, isn't it? But some of you might be focused on, you know, a little bit of heartbreak and these kind of things, all right? And it might have been something to do with deceit. Sign of Gemini, you know, they might have Gemini in their chart, this person. It might feature in their chart. What you don't see coming towards you, Star in reverse. Just watch that you don't lose hope, don't lose faith in love. For those of you, if this is about love, you know, Star in reverse. The star talks about hope. It talks about healing. It can actually talk about stardom, getting noticed. Okay, so you know, if you're going through this, Leo, all right, last couple of weeks of September, give yourself time. Everybody heals at different speeds. All right, so you know, don't be negative self-talking in as much where, you know, well, I should be over this, you know, I should move on with this, you know. Everybody works at their own speed. It takes as long as it takes, Leo, okay? And, you know, the Star in reverse. Your energetic field, okay? This might have shaken you a little bit, all right? Or this will shake you. We've got the Tower. But the Tower, you know, when it comes to a personal energy, this is almost like you, Leo, your energy is anything that is not solid and built on a solid foundation, I'm willing to let it crumble. So you might be going through a tower moment, okay? And they happen, and they are there for growth. Like anything that's not built on stability and solid ground, certainly not on deceit, okay? This is your energetic field. So you're going through a bit of a time, Leo, all right? Honor that within you. Once we honor it, we can heal it. If we deny it and we go drinking or whatever we do to put a Band-Aid on it, it doesn't go away. So, you know, honor that within you, okay? Outside influences, maybe somebody walked away or you walked away, Leo. Outside influences walking away. Did somebody walk away? Was there deceit? Did somebody have a choice to make in love? You, in your fears, the Page of Cups, you don't want to come across as naive, Leo. You don't want to apologize. I don't. Maybe you're not interested in apologies. But a fear of yours is the Page of Cups to start again in love for some of you. Okay, throughout the month of September. And then the outcome is, the Two of Swords. And you remember there was the undercurrent of the reading was the Two of Wands in reverse, which is about being stuck, about making a decision. You might be in your head a little bit about this and toing and froing, you know. Don't second guess yourself. I think what this reading is talking about, Leo, don't second guess yourself. If you feel that, this is deceitful, it brings me pain and heartbreak, whatever this might be, this could be work, okay? Could be life in general. Um, yeah, you might be in your head a little bit about, do I or don't I? I tell you what, I'm just going to put a band-aid on it and bury myself in something, and not make any decisions about moving forward to heal or to letting it go or walking away or accepting something. All right. So apologies or sympathies for those of you that are going through an energy like that. Okay, it's part of growth, isn't it? But let's have a look. All right, let's go deeper with this reading now, find out what this is about. Leo. A lot of yellow in this reading, so sense of self will be very important, the solar plexus. And, when we are hurt, abandoned, or, when we've been lied to, stolen from, and, that can erode our sense of self, and we can learn to distrust ourselves, and don't do that, Leo, throughout the last couple of weeks of September, okay? So let's have a look. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Let's find out a little bit more about this. What's this all about? Seven of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Some of you, this could be, a deceitful friend, okay, to watch out for. All right, with the Page of Pentacles here. It might have been an age difference just for some of you, all right? But we've got the Seven of Swords in reverse and then clarified by the Page of Pentacles. Some of you, this could be a child, all right? I'm just saying, all right? For some of you, you might have been deceived or stolen from by a child. Very select few of you, not a personal reading, right? So, the challenge is the lovers. Look, yeah, and then we've got the Page of Cups, all right? It's a challenge for you. Some of you, it might have been quite a strong connection that you had with somebody, okay? But it's a challenge to start again in love after you had something so strong. But there was deceit in this situation, all right? And then we've got the reason why it's all happening. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, and then we've got the Three of Cups, okay? Again, this talks about some kind of destined meeting or... And then the Three of Cups, which is talking about three people, maybe, all right, if we're talking about the sea and this kind of thing. But this can also be, somebody might have had a destined meeting, in a social event, and that's the reason why everything happened. Interesting. Okay, in the recent past, all right, there was communication. Okay, and maybe some of you had communication or you communicate with someone about they wanted to build with you. Ten of Pentacles, this is a legacy. Let's move in together. Let's build this. Let's do this. That's the recent past. Okay, so as I say, with the lovers there as well, it might have been quite a powerful connection for some of you. Okay, your focus. For some of you, look, you might be thinking that somebody has options, okay, and it's heartbreaking, okay? This person might be quite sociable. I'm just saying they might be out there, really socializing a lot. Maybe their work, takes them to, events and these kind of things where, they're mixing with a lot of people. There's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Corporate entertainment, these kind of things, all right? Which you don't see coming towards you. All right, just watch out, Leo, okay, throughout the last couple of weeks of September, all right? Not healing. And then we've got the Devil in reverse. So it's almost like you're leaving behind the toxicity and it takes time to heal. So I want you to be patient with yourself, okay? That you've gone through something like this. Honor it within you. Healing takes time, doesn't it? Your energetic field, you've been shaken, all right, emotionally, and yet you become wiser, all right? You're still loving Leo here with the King of Cups. This is your energetic field, okay? So, it's you still believe in love, Leo, even though you're going through something at the moment, okay? You still believe in love. You've been shaken, but you're willing to love again, all right? Even though it might be hard to start again, okay? Yeah, look, outside influences, this is someone leaving a situation here, not moving forward, okay? I'll go deeper with this, all right? And we'll find out what this is all about. Yeah, you fear to be naive, to offer your love, all right? And then the moon in reverse. So the moon, it can talk about illusions, these kind of things, and confusion. It's a very spiritual card. It's a beautiful card, actually, the moon card. But some of you are fearing an apology because you see through it. You see through the illusion. Is that the deceit? Is someone trying to dupe you? Okay, and you kind of like got very disappointed with this person. They might have been very sneaky. I'm just saying, just for a select few of you. Okay. All right. Yeah, the outcome for you, Leo. All right. You might be stuck trying to make a decision whether I'm just going to leave this alone and I'm going to move forward, or I'm stuck. I'm confused. It's kind of confusion, the Two of Swords. There's two directions, two ideas, but blindfold in the middle. And then we've got the Seven. So you might feel a little bit guarded, and that's normal. If you're going through this kind of energy here, a focus of yours is heartbreak and a bit of confusion with the Seven of Cups here. What went wrong? Why me? These kind of things. So you might be a little bit guarded, all right? And that's normal. And people that are near and dear to you, they'd have to understand that you're going through something. You're going through a tower moment. You're still loving. You might be a bit emotional with the King of Cups there, all right? Just watch the glasses of wine, all right? Because the King of Cups, he does like a little drink now and again. So, watch drinking glasses of wine to get over heartbreak, all right? Do it to soothe it, but don't do it to abuse it. Does that make sense? Right? So just what you're drinking around trying to heal heartbreak. It's not found at the bottom of a glass, Leo, is it? Although we all do it sometimes. So let's have a look. I just want to clarify something. I want to go into where's the Seven of Swords here and the Page of Pentacles, okay? What's this all about? Why is the Seven of Swords there with the Page of Pentacles? It's for Leo. I was only in it for fun. I was never serious. All right, there might have been an age difference, or someone was fairly immature, Maybe this person, they enjoyed partying and these kind of things, and very often they do that just to fill their self-esteem, seeking energy through other people, attention, seeking, these kind of things. The challenge is, to make healthy choices in love and to start again in love. Yeah, once you've broken my trust, I can never go back. So you are healing, all right? For a lot of you Leos, you are healing from something which might have involved deceit. And I want you to be patient with yourselves and have compassion for yourselves, all right? Forgive yourself. In the recent past, okay, there was communication about building together, these kind of things, maybe. All right, maybe saw a future, Ten of Pentacles there. It's not a card of marriage. It's a card of building together, taking it to the next level and, investing together, renting a house or buying a house together, these kind of things, all right? It's a legacy. There's the, two dogs, happy couple, and Ten of Pentacles and a home in the background, all right? It talks about legacies and building together. And you might have felt that you can totally relax and be your authentic self around somebody, okay? Only to find out that, maybe they were deceiving me. My work is an important part of my life. Sorry if it seems to take over at times. I'm just wondering whether, just for a select few of you, somebody, remember I was saying to you about corporate entertainment and very social at work, outings or whatever they do. Is that what's at play here? All right, look, you might reminisce. So you might be in two minds about this. You might look for this person everywhere. A lot of things might remind you of. It might have been quite a strong connection for some of you, okay? So, the reason why it's all happening, we've got destiny, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and then we've got the Three of Cups, all right? Again, a card of celebration, socializing, can be three people. We're just too different to ever make it work. I'm just wondering whether, different morals and values, Leo, might have been at play, and somebody might have been a bit flirtatious, these kind of things, which is, a form of deceit. It can be, all right, or construed as deceit when they're just being friendly. But it depends, that's about intimacy, intimacy you see. It's about communication. Hey, look, I feel disrespected when you do this. So now you're setting a boundary. These kind of things might be at play, right? What you don't see coming to you, you might lose patience with healing from it, Leo. Why is it always such an unnecessary struggle? Is this about love in general? Is this how you're feeling about love? Just for 2 weeks, right? It's not for the rest of your life, but, you're going through a bit of a tower moment, all right? So honor that. So, your energetic field, just be careful. Your trust might have been broken, Leo, and you might be thinking or tarring everybody with the same brush that everyone's coming with a hidden agenda. They're not. There's some good people still out there. But it takes time to heal and to trust yourself to make healthy choices in love, okay? If something seems off, use your intuition. It probably is, right? Outside influences, right, look, somebody might have walked away. This could have been you, Leo, or somebody else, and it wasn't moving forward, not going in the same direction, different pages, which is different to ever make it work. Remember that card? Chariot can talk about going in the same direction, all right? Yin and yang, black and white, there you go. I want to reach out, but totally not sure of the reception I would get. I don't know what's going down with you guys, but this person might regret their behaviors. I'm just saying, all right? They might regret what they've done. Some of you guys, watch your money. It might be a bit of an issue throughout the last couple of weeks of September, all right? Just, no emotional spending, no going on Amazon to put a band-aid on heartbreak, Leo, all right, where you're getting parcels every day to make you feel better. Do you know what I mean? Those kind of things. It's not super sinister. It's just pay attention to your money, all right? Some of you, and the outcome is you still might be a little bit stuck and guarded, all right? You did enjoy a connection, all right? But there was deceit in that connection. So, just be careful that you're not looking at through rose-tinted glasses about all the good times. You don't, very often when you take people back that cheat, they will do it again. You're giving them permission to do it again because you've accepted it in a way. Sometimes it works out, but generally, it's a tricky ground, isn't it? Value the one, love the one you're with? What's that song? There's a song for you there. Who sang that? Love the one you're with. Crosby, Stills and Nash, I think it was. But anyway, if it is about love throughout the last couple of weeks, I want to go more into that. Somebody that walked away wasn't going in the same direction as you. They might want to reach out. You deserve love, Leo. You are lovable. Don't let someone's foolish behavior taint your self-view of how worthy you are of love, Leo. All right? That's going to be very important for you. And then it's got free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life, okay? And, heartbreak can do a number on you. And you can be, it can seem like falling into an emotional well and you can't get back out again, because it come out in reverse, free yourself. So you will be healing the last couple of weeks of September, and be patient with yourself, have compassion, all right? Healing doesn't happen overnight. Okay, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay? And you know what? Sometimes what can happen is when people cheat, all right, and they leave you a little bit confused, that can make you a little codependent to that situation because you've been hurt. And so now you become a little bit needy because you're hurt, all right? And it's codependent behavior, Just watch that. Codependency might be a little bit of a driving force, okay? So those of you, part of your healing, doing some research on maybe some traces of codependency that you have, needing to be loved, you're worthy of love. Um, these kind of things. It's a deep subject, all right? I don't want to go too much into your reading, but it might be quite important, okay? Codependency, that those kind of things, all right? So just, check it out. Do some research on it. Um, for those of you, if it is about relationship, there's an amazing book which is all about codependency and narcissism, okay? The Famous Dance. It's a brilliant book. It's by a guy called Ross Rosenberg, okay? He's a psychotherapist or something in the States. It's called The Human Magnet Syndrome. Check that out. It's a wonderful book, and it would really give you an insight into why we attract or repel certain people, what to watch out for, certainly red flags. So what's going to be important for you throughout the last couple of weeks of September, Leo? Enjoyment, beauty, sensuality, indulgence. So, treat yourselves, self-love, this is like self-pampering might be quite important, go for that massage, anything to relieve some stress or heartbreak and these kind of things, all right? Yeah, enjoyment, beauty, sensuality, indulgence. Don't let yourself go, Leo. Still dress beautiful you, right? Don't give someone the power or these kind of things to change your state. That's what it's saying, okay? Which is a form of codependency. Okay, presence. Remember to stay in the present moment throughout the last couple of weeks of September, guys. All right, awareness, attention, reality, and that light so bright. And connection. Okay, color purple might be quite important to you. All right, these are quite earthly colors, which is all about earthly pleasures, okay? But awareness, attention, reality, and connection, okay? So it's going to be a time of healing for you guys, all right? Your trust has been broken. It takes a while to rebuild that. Certainly rebuild it within oneself. But you are worthy of love, Leo, okay? You are lovable. That's the card, right? That's the message for you. If it is about love, all right, throughout the last couple of weeks of September, for those of you that are dating at the moment or in situations, let's have a look. What's going to be important? I've already taken from this deck. I don't know why I'm doing it again, but okay, I think, yeah, the reason why I picked up this deck, okay, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying the moment fully. And so what I'm actually saying, Leo, is some of you might be healing and going through something fairly heavy, bit of a tower moment. You might not be noticing suitors because you're not in the present moment. You're not seeing what's around you. You're lovable. And there might be some healthy choices out there for you that you're just not seeing just yet. So you try to open your view, stay in the present, some self-pampering, these kind of things, really looking after yourself, dressing well, even though inside you feel like shit, do it to big yourself up and to boost your confidence and these kind of things, Leo. All right, it might be quite important for you. If you were a song, let's have a look at this. If you're a song, melody might mean something, the band, the title alone might mean something, just the words. Maybe a subliminal message in there for you throughout the last couple of weeks of September. Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Players only love you when they're playing. That's a line from that song. I'll give you one more, actually. Another song. I Want to Break Free by Queen. So, is that this person that's, they've walked away? Maybe they regret it now. They want to reach out, but not sure of the reception. Your trust has been broken. Maybe this is you. They're guarded against this person now, even though you really enjoyed the togetherness you felt with them. But after you've been deceived, you can't go back, some of you. It's not a personal reading. Remember, guys, there's many scenarios and flavors out there. I've taken that deck, all right? I've done a song for you. Let's look, one of these. A final message for you, Leo, for the last couple of weeks. For Leo, what's going to be important for you? Something like a positive mantra for you to take away. Oh, there's two here. When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. So this is about, being mindful, being grateful, being in the moment. Very difficult when you're going through heartbreak and pain, right? I get it. You're taken back into that vortex of hurt and pain and replaying conversations and all these kind of things. Try to stay grounded, self pampering, treating yourself well, and being grateful, all right? Might be quite important. I let the universe catch up with my dreams. So it's talking, I let the universe catch up with my dreams. It's a form of manifestation, it's like sending it out there. What do I truly desire and want? I want something healthy. I'm worthy. I'm lovable. Please send me that. And, the more we repel situations that aren't in line with who we are or what we want, our morals and values, um, it allows God, the universe, however we frame our belief system, to send us better stuff. But if we're accepting stuff that isn't quite right, that's just bringing us heartbreak and confusion, it's what we keep getting, right? So you are worthy, Leo. Worthiness is going to be very, very important throughout the last couple of weeks of September. It's a great month for healing. It's not a negative reading, guys, all right? Healing, takes time, and it's growth, all right? And you'll look back on this time, in the future. You've learned so much. You've become such a stronger person. That which doesn't kill you, what's that saying? That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So, Leo, look, I hope you enjoyed that. My name is Drew. This is Modern Tarot. If you like the content, please like, share, or subscribe. It means I can continue to do this for free for you. If you want a personal reading, you can reach out on moderntarot.net directly or browse the YouTube Modern Tarot store. And I'll do my best to give you some clarity on your personal situations. In the meantime, have an amazing last 2 weeks. Look after yourself, Leo. Go for that massage. Go and buy some clothes and make yourself look and feel good, and be grateful for the lessons that you're learning, even though they might be tough. Around the corner is something wonderful because you're stronger. Leo, have an amazing last 2 weeks of September. See you back here for another reading. Take care. Bye.